AI will replace you, AI will take your jobs. You probably have heard a lot of these things. But here's the truth. AI won't replace you, but a person who is using AI will definitely replace you. Right now, most of the people are either ignoring it or using it in the wrong way. Have you ever noticed that you are giving a prompt to the AI expecting some outcome, but you are not getting that particular desired outcome? Probably it's because you are doing something wrong with the prompting. And in this video, I will tell you exactly how I use AI in my day-to-day life for gym, for diet planning, for resume, for job hunting, for even analyzing the YouTube data, and much more. Plus, I'll also give you the mindset which is necessary to make AI work for you instead of expecting it to do all your work. As a data analyst and a YouTuber, AI has helped me save time, be more productive, and do what really matters, which is filming these videos and giving you as much knowledge as I can. So, without further ado, let's get started, and I hope by the end of this video you'll have better knowledge about how to use AI in your day-to-day life. And if you are already using it in your life, then I don't think this video will be the right choice for you. But if you are a beginner, let's get started by sharing the screen for ChatGPT and everything. So we'll go through all the prompts I have curated since 2-3 years. Yeah, so that would be cool. Instead of me just talking and yapping and all that, we'll have it very interactive where I'll be sharing the prompts thing. And if you have any questions about it, you can just react with the question mark so that I'll just check my Zoom chat and see what the question is actually. And if you like it, that this is mind blowing, then you can feel free to react with a heart. It really means a lot. Give me a heart. Okay, let's start. I'll just stop my screen share and share it again for the chat GPT thingy. Okay, so let me know if you can see ChatGPT. Just put it in the chat if the ChatGPT screen is visible. Am I sharing the right screen? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Let's go bottom up and I'll try to find out where is the diet planner. Yeah, there it is. So basically, how it goes is first I just treat ChatGPT as my friend. So I'm like, yo, ChatGPT, my friend, how are you? And all that. And then I'll just ask, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. I gave him some context about that. I am Indian, living on my own. It's difficult to track micros, macros, plan grocery accordingly. I need your help in planning the meals, right from breakfast to snack to this thing and a grocery list too. Now, one mistake what I did here is I told him that and it started giving me answers. It has no context what my diet preference are, what my macro goal is, what my micro goal, what am I lacking, what is my blood, like I did a blood work recently. I had vitamin D and higher cholesterol on the higher side, which is good, but which is not good, but not bad. Anyways, that's not what we are discussing here. But basically what I mean to say is there is no context in this specific prompt, right? It just gave me random thing, oats and all that stuff. I don't even maybe like poha with vegetables. Like I don't prefer poha with vegetables, which are carrots and all. So I'm from Pune, so I don't like it. Then mid-morning snacks and blah blah blah. So these are like so many meals. So what I did was, and then it gave me the grocery list as well. But I mean, it has no context about me. So he asked me like, what do you want to any? Now he is asking, do you want to do weight loss or muscle gain or something? So I was like, okay, this is good starting point, but I told him that I can't cook two different meals a day because that becomes very hectic for me. And told him like, can you give a combination of both? So he gave me that, which is again out of context. No, there's no knowledge about the macros and all that stuff. So it's all random things. And then finally, I realized, okay, this is the mistake. I shouldn't just give one sentence thing. And I gave him the proper exact so I just calculated what are the requirements for fat macros and blah blah blah, and then gave 112 grams of proteins and carbs and this. By the way, you can calculate it on your website, any random website, and just do it, which will give you the calorie intake and etc etc. So let's break it down in a template format. What you have to do is give it what are your macro goals. This is in terms of diet and other stuff. So give it your macro goals like protein intake, fats, carbs, everything. And then what are the calorie intake you're aiming? What is the calorie intake you're aiming for? Is it 800, 1800, 2000 to 2500, whatever? Also, with that, give him a brief what you do in the whole week. Like, do you play sports? Do you go to the gym regularly, like every single day or 3 times a week? If you're going 3 times a week, how many hours are you going? Is it 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour? If you have a workout schedule, then put on a workout schedule. Like, basically give everything. If you're going for a walk for 30 minutes every single day, put it in the chat. Like, do everything in terms of context
And this is what an ideal prompt would look like after giving everything. Don't worry, I have like a Notion template. I'll share that as well. I'll share my Notion as well, where I have all the prompts written down for you, so you can use those. And that's a live website, so you don't have to like worry about it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, for example, these are few prompts. We are diving deep into diet and gym planning. So basically what you have to do is create a this thing, and then list preferences. When I say preferences, those are dietary preferences, like you don't like non-veg, you don't prefer non-veg. If you have vegetarian plan, then put in that. If there are particular days where you can't have non-veg, you can put in that. Is there any particular meat that you don't like mutton or any other things? If you don't like eggs, you can put in that. All that. Basically, you have to give every single like whole preferences. I'll just share this prompt and we can go. But I think I explained until here macros and all that. Then I gave him context about my weight. I'm being very vulnerable here, telling my weight. Yeah, but anyways, what else? 76 kgs, and I want to go 70 and lose muscle mass without losing muscle mass. I'm gonna go calorie deficit and blah blah blah. I also gave him the blood work which I did, which is and in terms of cholesterol, my cholesterol is around 150, which is like on the higher side of the normal. I want to reduce it down. Basically, anything and everything which you know about yourself. So treat ChatGPT as a personal trainer. So if you go to a personal trainer, you won't just say, "Bro, I just want to lose weight, and can you help me?" He'll ask questions, right? So you have to give all the context, like what are your goals, what dietary preferences you have, how many times a week would you go to the gym, everything. And this is the whole shebang, like the whole prompt. And this is how you give the process. Is so long. Now if you think like मैंने type किया है, it's not the case. This is the button, like you just click here and whatever I'm saying, blah blah blah, it is recording right now. And if I hit the tick mark, it will basically translate, and then you just give it as a prompt. So it's kind of like speaking to a friend, like how I am speaking to you guys. It's similar. Just turn it on and tell him like, bro, I do this and da 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 da. And yeah, it will then summarize it. What are your minimum requirement and all that. And then actually, so basically I also told him that I go to the gym at 4:30 p.m. and my this thing is work from home. In the morning I do stretching and yoga, and 10k steps is a goal, something like that. And then it gave me all the, this is the perfect diet. And to be honest, I'm not lying. I don't have my phone around here, but I'm not lying. I literally just took this, asked him to turn it into a grocery list. It just categorized it into a grocery list, like proteins, vegetables, blah blah blah. And I literally bought this exact list. Again, I just told him that, bro, there are few ingredients which I already have. Like for example, I had paneer, I had, like, I don't like broccoli, I told him that as well. And then it, gave me an updated list, and this is what I actually bought yesterday, literally. And then I just confirmed a few things, like just to confirm these are the two options which you gave, is it correct, then blah blah blah. And yeah, that's it. Now you can also use ChatGPT for a workout plan. I'll just quickly share how it goes. If you are comfortable sharing photos with ChatGPT, please do. If you're not, then just hide your face like I did. I'm not gonna show you the photos, but that's how it is. I gave every information. What is my height? Where I think the body is like for V shape I want, and blah 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 and all that. Just being vulnerable here, sharing all this personal stuff. But anyways, I don't mind if it is helping you guys. And I just told that, yeah, the goal is to hit the pinnacle of my body. Why not? Cause why not? Yeah, let's see. For example, wake up. Sorry, not wake up, but the same thing is. But I think I might have rambled while dictating it, but it is fine. Like when we talk to our friends, we don't have a clear understanding. We sometimes ramble and then compose ourselves. So it's fine. Consider him as a friend while you're talking about diet and everything. More or less, consider it as a personal trainer. So basically, consider it as someone who can help you. How do I put this? So, for example, if you are looking for a diet and gym related help, then you can say, like, you can basically write the prompt in a way that you are explaining it to a personal trainer. If you are maybe doing job applications or something like that, then you would write a prompt in a way that you would explain to a senior who has already been in like a data analyst position, and you want to be in his position, not in his position but similar to his position. So the way you'll ask advice from him is the similar way you have to talk to ChatGPT. Don't consider it as like a platform or something. Just consider it as the person whom you want to be and is already there, and now you are asking for the advice. So it can wear multiple hats of personal trainer, of a friend, of a multiple things. I'll just like when we dive deep in this session, I'll talk about it. So yeah, then it gave me the this plan, like push, pull, rest, all this. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If you guys know this guy called Jeff Nippard, I took his training, personal training, and he exactly these are the workouts which he gave. Exactly same, even the same routine: push, pull, leg, active rest, passive rest. I was like, shit, and a full body workout. So it matters. Like if you give right context, it actually works. If you want, you can search that guy, Jeff Nippard, and he's a personal training and all that. He's really cool. Everyone like asks him for advice and all that stuff. But that's the exact workout which he gave. Same thing. Crazy, right? So instead of investing so many dollars or this thing in the personal trainer, you can just give a context and follow this. And best part is you have to again then have a conversation with him, like ChatGPT. Um, let's say you followed this workout for 4 weeks, then you check in like, oh, after 4 weeks, this is how I feel, this is how much I have reduced down, this is the progress, and I was able to stay on the diet plan and everything. You have to give whole context about it. Okay, now that's it for the diet and this section. If you go to Notion, you'll have few bullet pointers here, which is suggest a gym routine for your goal, can be as elaborative as it could go. Like if you want to increase stamina, if you want to increase the strength, if you want to increase hypertrophy, like muscle composition and all that stuff, if you want to do powerlifting and all that, that can be done as well with X workout days per week. So if you're planning to go only 4 times a week, you can put in that. How many hours you are planning, you can put in that. And you can also do one more thing is, let's say you are going to a like local gym which might not have a particular equipment. You can also tell him that, bro, in my gym this particular equipment is not available, can you give me a alternative for it? And now chat with ChatGPT web, you can also ask him for giving you a YouTube link or something, and it will provide you the link. So this is broadly like a layout for you to like cope up. I'll share this link later on at the end, and you can just access this page and do whatever you want. You won't be able to edit this. You might have to duplicate this page if you are using Notion. Anything I learn, anything I do is there either in my calendar or my Notion. So that link will be there lifetime unless Notion goes bankrupt and all that. But that will be there lifetime, and I'll share all the prompts and everything there and keep it updated every single week or month or something. I try to also post it on my Instagram that I have updated it and you can check. Or I can also do one more thing is we have a community, like we have a NAS.io community where I send emails. So you can also join that, and via email I'll just update, oh, you know what, I learned this, and you can check it on Notion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think that should be it. Let's go next. Work/career. There are 3 pointers: resume and cover, cold outreach, and upskilling. Now in terms of cold outreach, it can be into 2 things. Maybe you're reaching out to a recruiter, or you are a freelancer and you are reaching out to a potential client. So how do you go about it? So there are 3 things. I'll go one by one. We'll first pick up upskilling, because this is something very close to my heart. When I developed this thing, it's not a like, I don't know what. It's not a big thing, but yeah, this is something which I made for my brother and I loved it. So let's go back to ChatGPT, and I'll just go back down here to Physics Master. To give you some context about this whole thing, my brother is preparing for JEE, and he told me that, Bhaiya, I usually travel from house. It takes me around an hour to reach the coaching class, and again an hour to come back from the coaching class. So I was like, why don't you utilize that time to prepare? Because we all know JEE is a very difficult examination to crack. So I was like, you need to utilize every single minute. So he told, how? The bus is overcrowded. The public transport in India. So the bus is overcrowded. So how can I do about it? So I was like, why don't I create a chat for you where you have the access to the phone? You just have to open the phone and just chat with this bot, and it will clear out the concepts. So what I did was I asked him, send me a few books. I uploaded here. Like I know HC Verma is for physics because I've done the same preparation. I'm not from ID, but still I've done the same preparation. So I uploaded these two books, HC Verma Volume 1 and Volume 2. And then I gave him this prompt, which is, okay, so now you have all the knowledge, you have all the books and context. Whenever I say quiz time, you have to reply back with a question that what topic do you want to practice? And then based on that chapter or concept which I'll give you, you will prepare a NPQ kind of test where you ask a question and you give 4 options. I'll reply the in the terms of which option I think is the correct one. And if I got the answer correct, then it's fine. If I don't, then you have to explain me why I am wrong and what is the correct answer with an explanation. Okay. And I prepared this short game where you have to ask me 10 questions, and if out of those 10 questions I answer 6 questions correctly, then I pass. If I don't, then I fail. And then I asked him, thanks, did you get it? So he said, got it. Whenever you say quiz time, I'll follow the instructions. I was like, okay. And I made a blunder. Instead of saying quiz time, I made a typo, which is fine. Anyways, it understood the drill and it asked me which topic do you want to focus on. I told inertia. And then there we go. Like it asked me the question and I answered, okay, that's the example of it. And it said correct. The answer is correct and blah, blah, blah. I know physics, so obviously the answer has to be correct. So, okay, this is how you can use it if either you're preparing for an interview or you have an upcoming exam and you don't like you want to practice more questions. So instead of like what I did here is uploaded physics, you can just say, hey, I'm appearing for a data analysis interview and I want to prepare for SQL queries, SQL questions. Like, could you just ask me SQL questions and I'll answer them. And then if you tell me if it was correct or not. And if it was correct, then give me some points. If it was not, then just deduct the point. And at the end of the quiz, just tell me if I passed the interview or not. That is one way for the technical skill. Now for the soft skills, like there are few interviews where you crack the technical round and blah blah blah, but then comes the behavioral round where they ask about why should we hire you? Tell me about yourself. So what you can do here is same prompt, same template. Act as an interviewer. I'm applying for this position. Copy the whole job description, put it there. Copy the company's name, put it there. I'm applying for this company. This is the job description. And now they'll be asking me behavioral questions, which is introduce about yourself. Why should we hire you? How good are you with time management? Give an example. And I will answer those questions in a STAR methodology format. So STAR is situation, task, action, and result. This is the methodology which you should follow while answering to interview questions. So I'll answer the questions in terms of STAR methodology, and based on the answer, you analyze it and tell me if I was correctly able to answer what you were looking for. Was it in the format of STAR, or are there any improvements which I can make? And now, once that is done, you then start. Like it will ask you a question similarly as this. Here it was just one word. But while answering, what you can do is you can use the mic. Now there are two ways. You know this thing, right? It will just open up that one. But oops, yeah. But the problem with that is it takes up a lot of tokens. It's a very technical thing, but it takes up a lot of tokens, and you can only do limited time of conversation with that particular thing on a free version. I'm using a free version. So because everyone like it's $25. Not everyone could go for the pro version, or it's $200 if you want to go the higher tier. So this is a free trick. If you use this, it is good, but it will take up a lot of thing, and then you can only chat for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you have to come back again after six hours something. So best is use the transcribed one. Just hit on the mic and just talk about your experience and all that, and just hit transcribe, and that will be your answer. Okay, that's in terms of interview questions and how to how to manage your time in terms of like practicing interviews and everything. Now I'll just share one more prompt, which is roadmap. Let's say you want to become a data analyst. So this is how I approach it. So there is this thing where let's say you are applying or you want to become a data analyst. I'll just keep myself as a in the story, and I want to apply to a particular job. Now I know that I lack this skills. So what you want to do is you just put on a prompt, I am applying for a data analyst job, and give me a 100-day roadmap where I'll be spending, you give the time as well, like how long will you be sitting in a particular week. I would say 2 to 3 hours per week for learning. So keep that in mind. Also, in the roadmaps, include projects, which I can do because projects are very important, and also include resources or YouTube tutorials if you find it. And for your knowledge, I'm also pasting a job description, which is my ideal role that I'd be applying for. Use that knowledge for developing the roadmap so that I will be well equipped to crack the interviews. And here's the job description. So I pasted this job description. And then there's the magic. It gave me this foundation, which is 1 to 30 days, SQL basics, SQL, blah, blah, blah. If anyone is from the technical this thing, and you might know Khan Academy, it is the best YouTube channel for SQL and all that. It gave the links as well. And it also gave a practice project, which is download a public data set from Kaggle. Kaggle is again a website, if for someone who don't know this context. About sales and this thing, and write SQL query to extract insights from the top performing products or customer segments. How cool is that? That's days 1 to 30. That was week 1 and 2. Then you have week 3 and 4, where you learn about Python. And for someone who is already doing data analysis, this is pretty good stuff. This is actually what we focus on. We use pandas, we use NumPy, we use SQL queries, like the same exact queries like select star, blah, blah, blah. These are more or less the ones which we use on day-to-day basis. Then the first portfolio, 5 weeks, 5 to 6, learn common table expressions. This is so cool. Like we literally use all these things day-to-day basis. Then Python data visualization, matplotlib, and all that. I mean, hands down. Basically, it gave a whole 100-day roadmap. So this is how you can get the roadmap. So there are two things in upskilling. Either one is like you have some sort of knowledge, but you don't feel confident about it to appear for interviews, then you can use the previous prompt. But if you are completely new, completely beginner, and you want to brush up or learn new things, this is how you do it. And that's upskilling for you. I think that I'll just go to that, what prompt I've shown on Notion in a bit. Now this prompt is more of how to choose the right career path. Okay, but you can tweak it, and I'll come to that bit in a bit. I'll come to that part in a bit. So for example, starting this year, I was confused that, or even like after graduating, I was confused that what career path should I choose? Back then, ChatGPT didn't exist. So I was like, okay, let's go into technical and all that. But what you can do is, if you're still confused about it, now you have ChatGPT, you have Claude, you have Perplexity. I'll also go through the difference between using ChatGPT, using Claude, and using Perplexity, DeepSeek, and all that in a bit. But let's focus on the prompts first. So what you have to do is, hey ChatGPT, following, which I'll be listing down, are my qualities and my goals related to work, related to money, and based on those, can you please guide me choosing the right career? So can you tell me what are the latest careers or the job domains I can explore, and feel free to provide a list. So what you'll do is, my quality, it's all there in this Notion page. So innate qualities, yeah, you'll just write down your qualities. I think I'm creative. I think I'm problem solver. I am more interested in financial institutions and finances. One thing I am very good about is staying organized, and because I have kind of OCD, if you see my desk, it's all neat and clean. Communication, I think I'm good with it. Maybe you can tell about that after this webinar, and all that. So you get the idea, like you have to tell about the qualities and all that. Then second thing is, you need to talk about work goals. Like, do you have any location preferences? What do you expect in a particular work? I just mentioned that I want something which has traveling involved, sponsored by the company, maybe business. What else? Like, why not? Fancy, lavish, looking sharp, always very professional, and all that stuff. That's why I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Intellect required. I don't want to do like mundane tasks. Meaning, huge money could be like, basically what I meant here was huge money is at stake, something like that. Then fun and friendly driven, like fun and friendly growth driven environment, something. Money goals, why not 50k euros per year? Why not short term, long term, mid term, 1 million a year? I don't know, but yeah, let's do it. So this is the prompt, and this is how it went. It said you can try creative roles like being a content creator, which I am kind of partially, not making any money, broke content creator right now, but anyway. Then finance related roles would be investment bankers and all that. But then I checked that it requires a lot of things, which is the next step which I have to do after getting this prompt. is first analyze all these careers. Now, what you have to do is go on LinkedIn, check every career which it has recommended, and pick two or one. If you choose one, that's the best. If you choose two, it's okay. Just pick two from these. Go on LinkedIn, search. Go on YouTube, search how day in a life of a fintech consultant. Let's take that as an example. Day in a life of a fintech consultant. Search day in a life of a investment banker. Search that. Day in a life of a data analyst. Blah blah blah. You get the point. Search on LinkedIn and on YouTube, get an idea what they are doing day to day basis, get an idea of what skills do you require, and then go to the previous prompt, which is I want to upskill, give me a 100-day roadmap. Now, you won't be an expert in 100 days, but at least you would have some clarity about it, right? I hope this makes sense. Now, coming back to the question which I had recently was, I think the project one, right? What you can do is you can, instead of innate qualities, you can say these are the skills which I have right now: SQL, Python. I'm sorry, I'm being very technical because that's the field I was in. So if you are from different fields, feel free to put your skills there. Um, that's it. Like, put on those skills and tell that I have to make a project which is compelling, which is very cool, in a 12 months period, because that's what you get for the last year project. And I need to submit a thesis for like 60 pages long. I need to do this and that. What are your requirements basically? Put that as the goals, project goals. And then finally, you can ask him, like, can you suggest few project ideas or few topics which I can explore? And now that's, you have it. You can also put one more thing in this, that the project should not exactly match my skill set, but should be little bit difficult so that I can try to learn new things and cope up with it. And to my surprise, like I had one project idea. There was a project idea which I was working on, but I think, where is it? Business coach. Oh, by the way, banner was developed with AI. There was a project which I wanted to work on, and then what I did was gave a prompt where, like, I want to work on this project. It was basically building a YouTube related some automation, and I told that, bro, want to develop it based on this technology and based on the skills. Give me a roadmap. How can I go about it, and what will be the skills required for me to complete that project? And it literally gave me a list of things. It gave me, like, start with the back end, start with the front end, then do this, then do that, basically all that stuff. Okay, I think that's this makes sense. I think this makes sense.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, you learned a lot, and I hope you have made notes. But if not, don't worry, I have put down a link in the description with all my AI prompts which I have used so far. It's there in the description. If you click on the link, it's a Notion site. You can just go there, copy, and use it for yourself. Use ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want. And just a disclaimer, I'm using all the free version. There's no pro version in this. So you can use it actually. And yeah, happy prompting.